The cabin on Route 17. I'll get straight to the point. This happened to me 6 years ago. I never talked about it, never shared it, and tried to convince myself it never happened. But the nightmares won't stop, so maybe telling it will help. At the time, I was a long-haul truck driver. I loved the road. Nothing but the hum of the engine, the radio, and the open highway. My usual route took me through the deep forests of Pennsylvania, particularly on Route 17, a long, winding road that most truckers avoided at night. Not me. I never believed in the stories. The missing hikers, the unmarked cabins, the figures spotted at the tree line. I chalked it up to sleep deprivation, urban legends, or people making up stories for attention. That changed on February 6, 2018. It was just after midnight when I saw the cabin. The wrong turn. I had been driving for nearly 10 hours straight and needed a break. The next rest stop was still miles away, and my eyelids felt heavy. Then I saw it. A wooden signpost on the side of the road, almost buried in the snow. The letters were faded, barely legible. Rest area, 2 miles. Strange. I had never seen this rest stop before, but exhaustion took over, and I turned onto the narrow, winding road. At first, it was normal, just a dirt path cutting through the trees. But after about a mile, things felt wrong. The trees looked dead, their branches stretching like twisted fingers. The road narrowed, making it impossible to turn around. My radio crackled, playing distorted whispers instead of music. And then, the cabin appeared. The cabin. It was old and rotting, barely standing, with a single porch light flickering like a dying firefly. My headlights illuminated the wooden door, slightly ajar. I should have left, but I was exhausted, and the road was too narrow to turn back. I figured I'd just park for an hour, rest, and leave. I killed the engine. The moment the truck went silent, the world felt too quiet. No wind, no rustling leaves, no animals. I tried to shake it off and lean back in my seat, but then I saw movement. A figure standing at the cabin's window, watching me. The woman. At first, I thought it was a trick of the light, but when I blinked, she was still there. A woman. Thin, pale, with tangled black hair covering most of her face. Her hands were pressed against the glass, fingers longer than normal. Then she smiled. My blood ran cold. I fumbled for my keys, ready to restart the engine. But before I could, she moved. Not walked, not ran. She jerked like a puppet, snapping from the window to the front porch in less than a second. I didn't breathe, didn't blink. Then she took a step forward. I locked the doors. The knock. I sat there, heart hammering, watching as she slowly approached my truck. Step, step, step. The porch light flickered, casting her in and out of darkness. She stopped in front of my door. Then, with a sickening scrape, she lifted one bony hand and knocked. Knock, knock, knock. Slow, methodical. Then she spoke. "Let me in." Her voice was wrong. Too deep, too slow, like a recording being played at the wrong speed. I didn't answer, didn't move. Then the passenger door handle started rattling. The escape panic shot through me. I grabbed my keys, shoving them into the ignition. The truck roared to life just as the door handle snapped off. I floored the gas. The truck lurched forward, tires spinning in the snow. The woman screamed. It was inhuman, a shriek so loud that my ears rang. My side mirror shattered as something slammed into it. I didn't look back. Didn't care if the road was too narrow. I kept going, plowing through branches, rocks, whatever was in my way. After what felt like forever, I hit the main road. The second my tires met asphalt, the screaming stopped. I checked the mirrors. The road behind me was empty. The cabin was gone. The aftermath. I didn't stop until I reached a well-lit gas station 30 miles away. I jumped out, breathing hard, hands shaking. That's when I noticed the scratches, deep claw marks along my passenger door, like something had tried to tear it open. I never took that route again. I never told my boss why. But sometimes, when I drive at night, I see her, standing at the tree line, watching and waiting. If you ever drive through Route 17 and see a cabin, keep going. If you hear a knock, never open the door. And if she whispers, "Let me in," floor it. Because once you see her, she never stops watching.